Hi, this is Ron Tube. Today on the Hunter Call of the Wild, we're at Te Awaroa and we are going on a red deer hunt. Now, you've seen the other week I was starting my grind. If we get a great one, red deer, that's a bonus, but it's not actually our objective, what I'm trying to do. I'm actually trying to get super rares. What I want is an albino diamond red deer and a melanistic diamond red deer. They're two of my most wanted trophies since red deer come out. So that's what I'm trying to achieve. Now, I've got an albino over here. It's only a level 4. It'd be nice if it was a diamond, but we're going to take him out. I wouldn't normally shoot him, but it's an albino, so we'll get him gone. It doesn't really matter. I'm not even actually going to taxidermise that because I'm trying to get an albino diamond, as I just said, so that might shock a few people, but I think I've got a level 6 albino and I've got a level 5 or 6 melanistic male, but they're a bit too small really. For those of you that don't know, I've got two main trophy lodges and I only put diamonds or super rares or great ones in them, nothing less. So there's no fillers in my lodges, but it takes time to get those trophies. But I have got a lot of them, but there's still quite a few like super rares and things I actually want to get. So they're going to take a lot of time, but it's a lot of fun hunting for these. And that's the good thing about these red deers now. They're so much fun. Quattro Colinas used to be my go-to red deer hunting ground, but since the night changes today on Te Awaroa, this is so much fun now. You can find them at a lot of lakes. I have got a red deer grinding guide. If you haven't got a clue how to do it and you're new to Call of the Wild, check that out if you haven't already seen it. I've also been hunting the pigs on here, the hogs, having a lot of fun, been shooting those, trying to find out the best times now. I've not hunted them since basically Te Awaroa came out. You will see a lot of them while you're hunting for red deer roaming about, especially on the river section. We may go there, but I'm on two of my favourite ponds at the minute. We'll go over it on the map and I'll actually show you my grind, how I actually do it at the end of the video. But generally, like I was saying, 8 to 9 I normally start till like 10:30. That's when I finish. Then I'll drop the time back. It's not too long, but I can cover most of my lakes in that time, and I'll just set it back. And because you're collecting all your red deers, picking them all up, you get the money anyway, so it don't really matter if you're only hunting for like an hour and a half at a time in game. But it does work. I'm using the 308 from the modern weapon pack. Such a good gun. It absolutely destroys red deer, and it's probably the favourite grinding gun at the moment in the Hunter Call of the Wild. Now, we're coming up to sort of Christmassy time. It's not going to be long. It's only a couple of months. And we're going to have a new map. So that means that must be underway, being made. So what is it going to be? It's always interesting thinking what it could be next. But I'm generally not sure. For the first time, I'm genuinely not sure. I know what I'd actually go with. I'd go with Africa 2.0 and a Lion Great One next. That's what I'd pick as the next map and the next great one. But we don't know. I think they might start teasing end of this month maybe, or early start of next month. So it won't be long until, you know what I mean, we're having a look at whatever's next. So can't wait to see what that is. What do you think it is? What's your favourite map choice? One map choice, what would you have next? Drop that in the comments. Also, what weapon pack would you have next? Now, I like the pistols, the side-arms, short side-arms pack. Really enjoyed it. I love the Glock, the 10mm, the Vini. 243 is very good. But one thing I think they missed out, which would have really been the icing cherry on the cake, would have been like a 500 pistol. Now, I don't know if you've seen one of these, but they're absolute cannons. And they do exist in real life. And I'd love that for really big game, which is ethical, do you know what I mean? I think that would have been a lot of fun. But what rifles would you have? A little low on that one. But we got it on the second. Look at that. In millimeters we was talking about there, but the second shot got it. But yeah, what would you have? What new rifle? Maybe bows. What bows could you add? There's lots of weapons we could have, but why would you add them? When I see new items come, I always like to see they've got a use or a reason for using them. It's good when they're fun and that, but it's like each hunt, it's like, oh, I'm going to take that out because that's better than this, or it's good at this range, or it's very powerful. Do you know what I mean? It's got a reason, and I always think when you make something new, it should have a use, basically. So, we've got an albino 4. I wouldn't generally shoot 4s. As I said earlier, level 4s are too small. You want the smaller deers on your map, because the hope is you shoot 6s or aboves, you get all the lower levels there, and then basically because they're there, it gives you higher ones or maybe a great one. So that's why most people shoot level 6s and above and don't shoot the small ones. Well, there we go. Lovely little pose there. What we're going to do now is we're going to collect the other red deer, and then we're going to move on to my favourite lake. Now this small lake at the side of this one, I've already had 4 or 5 legendaries, and I'm only about 200 red deer in. So it does seem to just give me really nice red deer on this lake. I don't know why. I had my first melanistic red deer here as well. So it's sort of like, I don't know, it's enchanted or something for me, but it does seem to put out some really nice red deer. So hopefully we get something nice spawn there in the future. I want to every now and again take out some of the level 9s instead of just stacking them all the time, because I'm just hoping it puts a level 9 back and it's a super rare. So that's why we're going to shoot this diamond in a minute. There we go, number 7. There's a few different 7 racks. So that one's got sort of like a legendary U-bend sort of rack. You've got some that's sort of the usual one you see, the big 7s, which people like. And then there's another one which is a bit different. So there's quite a few different variations of it. And I do often wonder, when you see the shape of the rack, if that's something to do with what it will go up to, if you know what I mean. So sometimes you see like a 7 with sort of like a U-bend rack. You see like a mythical with sort of a bigger U-bend sort of rack. And then you see the legendary like sort of troll one, or the ones that can just make it with a sort of rack. And I'm wondering if on the red deers, maybe whitetails as well, that the rack shape, as you shoot it, it can go up to the next one of that sort of rack type. Do you know what I mean? And maybe that is a thing, but I won't be surprised if it is. So here we are. Now it doesn't really matter how you approach it, because there's red deer literally all round this pond, right? And as long as you're early in the drink time, even if they run off, you can call them back and they'll come back shortly. So we're just going to see what's at this lake. Now I cleared the hunting pressure yesterday, so whatever's back here should be fresh respawns, and the legendary is on my left. So we've got 6, we've got a 7. Where's the big boy? He's over there. There you go. Now this should be definitely a diamond. It looks a really good estimate. We could shoot this one, but I don't want to spook the legendary. We'll go for the legendary first, maybe, then get the 6s or 7s. I've also got a female, piebald on one of the lakes. We just shot an albino, so it definitely does seem to be working well. But look at all these red deer. This is why everyone loves Te Awaroa now. It just slots into how I think Colour Wild should be. Just casual fun and enjoyment when you're playing. I don't think it should be super grindy or super hard. I think it's just got the right balance. And that's hard to keep making updates and keep that sort of, do you know what I mean? That sort of gameplay as many of us want. But it definitely works for red deer on Te Awaroa. So, Mr. Legendary Red Deer. What are you going to score? We'll try and get him to turn. There we go. That's just how we want you. We're just going to let it stop. It's like the son and the dad. And that should be good. If there's a little delay on the shot sound, It's probably shadow play. It does it now and again. I did notice it earlier. It was slightly behind. But yeah, sometimes shadow play does this, and I don't know why, but it just does. Should we shoot that one? Let's have a look. Yeah, we'll shoot that one. I prefer to take broadside shots, because sometimes when you shoot front on, it don't go through the shoulder, or you hit a bone, or it just slightly doesn't go long or a vital, but it's dead now anyway. That's the main thing. You just want to make sure they're dead and collect your deers, basically, when you're doing the grinding. Oh, he's floating over to us. I made 2 new guides recently for Silver Ridge Peaks since that's been updated. I'll be covering all the species. Mountain lions, I'm going to leave for a bit because I think they'll get tweaked. Because they're sort of overlapping the bears and it's sort of like messing with them quite a lot. So I think they'll get tweaked at some point, but we'll wait and see about that. But I am doing guides for all the species on Silver Ridge Peaks. So if you want to see any of those, drop it in the comments. I've already done a brand new black bear guide, updated with all the locations, my favourite spots to hunt them, need zone times. I've also done a brand new Rocky Mountain elk guide. That's just what I've just been talking about. An update that transforms a reserve and makes it even better. Silver Ridge Peaks is a great reserve anyway. It's one of the most popular reserves. But with the change to Rocky Mountain elk on there, everyone's been hunting them, just like the red deer on Te Awaroa. So that's the sort of update I'm talking about. Makes the game even more better. So I've got a brand new guide for those with all the location, need zone times, and my favourite locations to hunt Rocky Mountain elk in that. So check that out if you've already seen it. So there we go. Max weight diamond red deer. Really big one that is. 266, way over what we need. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it respawns as an albino diamond red deer or a melanistic diamond red deer. That's a hope, that's a dream. 2 of my most wanted trophies. But yeah, great hunting today. We're going to go on to locations and show you how I do my red deer grind. Now you can go in any location in any way you want really, but this is how I normally do it. Start at the top left, do this, start about 8:30 till 10:30, then to this location and just do little rotations. So there you go, like that. Then down to here. I have got another legendary on this one. I think there might be 2 actually on that one. I'll move down to this lake. And like I say, if you run out of time and you just start travelling, then just go to any of these locations and then just change the time back to like 8:30 or 9. Then walk up the river. This is a really good location. You see fallow deers and feral hogs and stuff there, pigs. Up to this one. Check all around that lake or shoot over it. Use your ATV to go collect. Down to this lake. This is a really good one as well. And that's a good thing. A lot of the lakes, ponds have got a lot of red deer around them. So you haven't really got to look for them. You don't even need to get all the need zones because you see them there drinking at the shoreline at drinking need zone times. So it's just a lot of fun. You go around, shoot a lot of red deer and hope for some good respawns. And that's my sort of route. So I hope you enjoyed my red deer hunting today. No super rare today, but we did get a max weight diamond. I'm on RockTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channels. Hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching. Bye bye.